So when I came out as gay, people had questions. When I came out as being a throuple, people had opinions. And honestly, coming out as poly was harder than coming out as gay by far. That actually really surprised me. Why was coming out as gay simpler? Well, when I came out as gay, I already knew the script. Society has a box for it. Most people accept now. And people may not like it, but they understand it. They know what gay, straight, and bi means. And there's a checkbox for them. Some people were uncomfortable and some needed time and some never fully came around, but most reactions fit into the categories of, we still love you, or we're surprised, or we're not that surprised. We kind of suspected all those kinds of things. And there was resistance in some cases. There was also language that we could use in conversation. Coming out as poly broke the script. Coming out as being a thruple, there is no script for that. There's no checkbox and there's no reference point for people in most cases. People didn't ask questions like they did when I came out as gay. They made assumptions. And suddenly I wasn't just gay, I was all these other things, from greedy to confused, to putting my kids at risk and questioning my parenting styles and choices. Um, the difference, I guess, between coming out as gay and poly is that my sexuality wasn't debated. My values were being debated now. Poly seems to threaten people more. Being gay challenges who you love, where poly kind of challenge how love works. And that hits people in different ways. And they start questioning things like monogamy and marriage or relationships and jealousy and control. And, we don't fit into a box in terms of what love is supposed to look like that exists for most people today. And even people that were fine with me being gay suddenly got uncomfortable around me and us, and their judgment became louder and more personal. And all of a sudden, when you come out as gay, strangers judge you, but when you come out as poly, everyone judges you. So this group, that you was your safety space, suddenly becomes not that safe, including therapists that we went to see when we've had issues or wanted help. And then all of a sudden, people decided that it was okay to predict its failure, warn us that we'd regret it, and start asking invasive questions that they would never ask a couple, either straight or gay. And they were framed around concern in most cases. And but the reality was they were uncomfortable questions to be asked. And the fact that people assumed it was okay to ask them was very different from coming out as gay, which is much more understood in society now. The kids question came up a lot because I do have kids. They're grown now. Oftentimes people's response to the thruple thing, how are the kids? Are you damaging them? And I think really, as I've lived my life, I try to lead and parent as a good example. And I think there's nothing wrong with being the example that love comes in many forms and you should pursue your happiness. And that's really what that came down to. And my kids are now in their mid 20s and are quite fine. And we have open discussion because this throuple has existed for a decade now. And both of them are almost happier that I did come out and be open with them. So I figured out that people were okay with me being gay as long as I was monogamous and quiet and respectful. But when you add a third, you realize that some existence isn't actually really acceptance. I think poly challenges their ability to be okay with your life and your choices. So that was another huge lesson for me. I think it's important to note that love doesn't get smaller when it's shared with more than one person. I think it gets more honest, actually. So if you're poly and scared to come out as poly, I see you and I hear you. And if you're monogamous and uncomfortable, I do understand that too. But discomfort isn't danger, and different doesn't mean broken. So if this resonated with you or challenged you, let me know in the comments. And if you want more honest conversations like this, please click subscribe and like. And yeah, stay with me as we evolve this channel.